The Dallas Cowboys put together a complete performance, cause for celebration as they take down the New York Jets in Week 5 of the 2025 season. 37-22, the final score. Offense, defense, special teams, all playing a factor, and all three playing their best game of the Brian Schottenheimer era for their first road win of the era as well. Welcome into Special Edition from the Globe Life Studios at the Star in Frisco with Isaiah Stanback, Barry Church, Nate Newton. I'm Kyle Youmans. So glad you're with us. And one of the more impressive parts about this win for the Cowboys is that they won this matchup without 4 of their 5 starting offensive linemen. This is an offensive line that is banged up at the point, but a couple guys on their way back. Tyler Smith, Tyler Guyton, both limited in practice. They are still without Tyler Booker in practice, at least early in the week. He is questionable going into the matchup this week in Week 6 against the Carolina Panthers. So Nate Newton, I'll start with you. In one word, how would you describe this Cowboys offensive line?
They're physical. They're finishing their run blocks, and they're trying to finish their pass blocks.
Isaiah.
I'm going to rock with the fact that they're consistent. How about that? I mean, it doesn't matter who you go with. These guys are consistent across the board. The message has been communicated. The message has been digested by all these offensive linemen.
Yeah, for me, it's got to be resilient. You know, no matter who's in the lineup, like you just said, they're missing 4 starters out there. No matter who they're going against, they're out there getting the job done. So for me, it's resilient when you talk about this offensive line.
Nate, how tough is that to win a game, no matter who it is? I know there's been conversation throughout the week about the Cowboys versus the Jets specifically, but to win a game without 4 starters up front is a task in its own right.
It is. It's hats off to Conor O'Reilly, the offensive line coach, because you have to get in sync with one another. They run a lot of outside and inside zone. That means 2 or more guys are always working in unity together. So that has been the greatest thing, just trying to keep on the same rhythm and the same pace.
And the Cowboys trying to find that rhythm on the defensive side of the football as well. Really, the defense put together their best outing. 22 points allowed, not really indicative of how they played. They put together 5 sacks against Justin Fields and the Jets on offense. So there were a number of guys that stepped up in order to bring that performance to fruition. Barry, I'll start with you. Who stood out in Week 5?
For me, the guy that kind of stood out there and who had my eyes on has got to be one of the young cats, and that's Maris Leofau. I mean, this is the guy, the juice guy for the defense when you look at it. I mean, when he arrives at the football, it's with bad intentions, and that's what you want your linebacker to be on that second level. Every time punching at the football, trying to get a turnover for his defense. As you see right here on that Breece Hall run, it would have been an explosive play, but here comes Maris Leofau arriving with bad intentions, punching the ball out. This is just a guy that you love to have on your defensive side of the football. The energy he brings to that defense is contagious. You see everybody playing off of it. So for me, Maris Leofau, keep that play up because right now you're the spark plug for this defense.
Entitled the Hawaiian Punch by our guy.
Oh, yeah, that's true. The Hawaiian Punch. I love it. I love it.
For me, it's James Houston. He has done a tremendous job, man. A guy out of Jackson State. We traded for. We got him here. He's playing well. He's a specialty guy. He's maybe a 15, 17 snap guy, but he's a pass rush extraordinaire.
And you guys went with those gentlemen right there. I'm going to go with the man that I've been calling for, and that is going to be Shamar James. This young fella is what I call a thumper. All right? And all safeties like BC loves a thumper at the second level. 17 tackles in his premier game for the Dallas Cowboys. Jack Sanborn goes out. He comes in, and all he does is tackle everything that is in his space. He is an absolute beast. I'm looking forward to seeing him continue to develop. If he got 17 tackles in his first game, really, whew.
Man, that's explosive.
That's explosive.
Man.
Wow. Now, I think one of the cool things about that, too, is you saw the stat down there at the bottom, most by a rookie linebacker since Leighton Vander Esch back in 2018. Remember, Vander Esch was a first-round pick.
It was.
First-round pick. Shamar James was a day 3 selection for the Cowboys who was inactive for the first 4 weeks of the year. Pretty impressive for him to come in and make a debut and put together 17 tackles. It took everybody on the defensive side, but Matt Eberflus's unit puts together their best outing of the year against the New York Jets. When we come back, we've got a lot to talk about over the course of the show. We're going to preview the matchup against a former Dallas Cowboy, Rico Dowdle, making his return to face his former team. And then we're going to talk about Dak Prescott and company. We go to the film room about this play-action game next.
Special Edition, presented by AT&T, is brought to you by your North Texas Ford dealers. Ford is the best in Texas. Reliant, official energy provider of the Dallas Cowboys. Blockchain.com. Invest like your icons with Blockchain.com. And by AT&T. Connecting changes everything. This segment is brought to you by your North Texas Ford dealers. Ford is the best in Texas.
Oh, the brand new partnership between Dak Prescott and this Cowboys run game, spearheaded by Javonte Williams, has really opened up the possibilities for this Cowboys offense in 2025. Dak Prescott, second in the NFL, completing over 86% of his passes when they come off of play action. There's a big reason why play action works for Dak, but it has to start with the running game, Isaiah. Let's take it to the film. How has it affected that passing game as a whole?
And if you have a running game, then you're allowed to get to what Mr. Dak Prescott does the best. And you know what that is? Play action. Play action is what Dak does the best. You guys are going to see it right here. He's going to get the ball to his main man right here at the bottom of the screen, Mr. Jake Ferguson. But the guys that are affected by the running game and the guys who are going to be able to stop the running game are who? The linebackers, right? So if you're running the ball effectively, if I'm a linebacker, I'm going to get a little bit nosy per se, right? So you guys are going to see on this particular play, those two middle linebackers right there. You got the Mike linebacker, the right outside linebacker. They want to stop the counter. We were running an effective counter, so we're going to pull the guards. Okay, these guys are going to come diving down towards the line of scrimmage to stop the run. Aha, you forgot about Mr. Jay Ferguson right here, and now we have three blockers on the outside to go out there and get in the end zone. That was one play in which that was effective because of the run play. What about another play? Let's go to the next one. On this particular play, we're down here on the goal line now, and again, watch your man Jake Ferguson. That is Dak's boy. Okay, but who is going to be responsible for stopping this on the 1 yard line when you got the juggernaut Javonte Williams in the backfield? Aha. Those two linebackers right there. They want to stop the run, but they're also both responsible for Jake Ferguson, depending on how he releases. But let's go ahead and run a nice, effective play action. They both dive towards the line of scrimmage. Now, Jake Ferguson is running out there with a pair of Huggies on because nobody has them. Now, one more play. Let's take a look at it now. Okay, you guys are going to see it. Now we're running the ball effectively. Okay, now we're throwing the ball to our tight ends. We have a bunch set down here. Okay, Javonte Williams. If he's not running the ball, if they run play action, then who's responsible for him? Again, linebackers, okay? Middle linebacker right there is going to be man-to-man responsibility with Javonte Williams. These guys are all bunched up down here. Now you come out on the bootleg. He gets caught up in the wash. And once he sees that Javonte Williams doesn't have the ball, he is already committed to the line of scrimmage. He can no longer go get his guy, who is Javonte Williams. Another touchdown, Dallas Cowboys.
And that's the thing is whenever you're able to set that up initially and be effective running the football like Javonte was, 7 yards per carry, and he continues to set career numbers this year in Dallas. How much does that take pressure off of the read ability from a quarterback? Everybody's saying Dak's seeing the field well. How does that affect it?
Well, it's everything, right? The thing is, if you can have an effective running game, then all of a sudden, like you just saw examples of, you get those middle linebackers to now jump up. And as soon as those guys commit towards the line of scrimmage, now those guys are 1 to 2 yards off the line of scrimmage. And if they're that close, now all of a sudden they can't get to their responsibilities. So Dak Prescott has everything at his disposal. He can throw to his tight ends at the second level. He can get to those deep over routes like we know Brian Schottenheimer likes to call. He can do a lot of things. So it really allows for the offensive line to set in there, right, because they have their responsibilities taken care of. And now as a linebacker step up, they're like, oh, crap, I need to get back out to my responsibilities, and it's just too late.
How much did you love play action back when you were playing?
I love play action. You know, I used to get out on the edges just like we saw there with Dak on that last play. And the thing is, when you get out there on those edges and you know those linebackers are dive down, you have all those guys at the second level. So anything from that 7 to 15-yard range. And then if those safeties get a little bit nosy, depending on your concepts, then you have the big boy shots as well. Ooh. So it just keeps everybody honest and it keeps everybody off kilter, which is why Dak has 86% completion rate when running play action.
And that's the thing, too, is I think we should see more of that play action as time goes on. Dallas continues to run the football well, but they're still just inside the top 10 whenever it comes to percentage of usage of play action. Maybe keep that moving in a higher direction as they get into Week 6 against the Carolina Panthers. Speaking of, when we come back on Special Edition, let's talk about those Panthers. They're coming off a big win. They've got some key contributors on their side of the football. We preview this matchup right after this.
This segment was brought to you by your North Texas Ford dealers. Ford is the best in Texas. This segment is brought to you by the NFL Fan of the Year, presented by Captain Morgan.
The Carolina Panthers are back at Bank of America Stadium, where they've won their last 2 home games, had some success out on the East Coast, including a 206-yard rushing game from one former Cowboys running back, Rico Dowdle, who had some choice words for his former team.
They got to buckle up. I think they know for sure. I've been there 5 years. They didn't keep me there for 5 years for no reason. I definitely say that. But we're looking forward to playing those guys next week. And, we'll get to it. We'll handle that when I get there.
The 5th running back in the NFL over the last 5 years to have a 200-yard performance. But some big words there following that performance as he gets ready to face the Cowboys this week. Barry Church is our resident defender. What goes through your head when you hear that type of smack talk that early in the week?
Oh, that's complete disrespect. I mean, he's basically saying you guys are Swiss cheese out there and buckle your chin straps because I'm going to run right through you. And not only that, he's talking about y'all know what it is. Like, to me, he's basically saying y'all get ready to get this beat down because y'all going to catch it. So that's disrespect defensively, and they should take it as such.
Yeah, they should take it as such. And I had a coach along the way tell me never give the opposing team bulletin board material. And that's exactly what Mr. Rico just did. He went out here and told you exactly what Barry just said, that he's about to disrespect you. Buckle up, Buttercup, because I'm coming down here and I'm about to get another 200 on you.
Who was that coach, Isaiah? Who was the coach?
Bill Belichick.
Hey, for me, it's going to be gang tackling, man. You're the first guy hit him, stand him up. Next guy come rip the ball. Next guy come take off his head. Just multiple thumps. Just give it to him.
Thumper.
Everything. Yeah. Come on, my brother.
Yeah, it's going to be a physical matchup. And the Panthers, coming off of a win, 27-24 against the Miami Dolphins last week. They have some playmakers. They have some game changers. Who do you think has that talent on their roster this week?
Yeah, somebody that's going to be motivated. We just finished talking about Rico. Rico's going to be motivated. You talk about he left here because Dallas did not want to re-sign him, and he ended up signing for the same exact base salary down in Carolina. And not only did he sign for that, they signed Javonte Williams for $3 million as well. So they're paying somebody else the same amount that they could have paid you if they wanted to retain you. But obviously they said, no, you're Swiss cheese, go somewhere else.
I'm going to go with Derrick Brown. Great player, 6'5", 320. This man got long arms. He's a playmaker. He eats up blocks, but he also can come off and make tackles. He can do not let him get loose because he can determine what happens in that field.
Yeah, and for me, I'm going to go to the rookie wide receiver. I don't want to butcher his first name, so I'm just going to call him Ted McMillan out there. This is a guy that the offense starts with the run, but when they do put it up in the air, they're going to Tetaroa? Tetaroa, there we go. Tetaroa McMillan out there. This is a big physical guy that you got to keep your eyes on at all times. If it wasn't for Emeka Egbuka out in Tampa Bay, more people would be paying attention to this rookie wide receiver. He is a beast out there, so they got to know where he is at all times when the Panthers are going for the pass.
He prefers the nickname T-Mac. That's what he's always like. T-Mac.
I'm not giving him that.
Call him T-Mac. You don't like it?
I'm not giving him that one.
He's just a
that,
rookie.
that deserves some Mr. Houston down basketball player.
Oh, yeah.
Good point.
Only one person.
Tracy McGrady.
Yeah,
that's
back in the day. All right, when we come back, we're going to talk to the Cowboys front office. Stephen Jones goes one-on-one with our very own Nick Eatman to talk about this matchup with the Panthers and what the Cowboys did well in Week 5 to get that win over the New York Jets.
This segment was brought to you by the NFL Fan of the Year, presented by Captain Morgan. This segment is brought to you by the Salvation Army, doing the most good.
I've heard a lot of people giving praise to Clayton Adams, and Connor Riley is the O-line coach, and Clayton Adams was an O-line coach as well. Back when you were getting Schottenheimer's coaches all in place, there seemed like a lot of emphasis on that offensive line.
Yeah, Coach Schottenheimer really emphasizes running the football. I know we want to stop the run too. Those are our two goals, both sides of the ball, number one goals, if you will. Coach Schottenheimer saw this, since he was going to be the play caller, an opportunity to get a coordinator in Clayton. That was a top offensive line coach in this league, and then back him up with another top offensive line coach. And I really think it's paying off. We got more players there than anyone on our roster. We've got 10 guys that play the offensive line, plus 2 or 3 on special teams. So we think it's a great place to emphasize. It certainly showed up with 4 guys who are quote-unquote backups stepping up and really playing well for us.
Catch the entire interview between Nick and Stephen Jones on DallasCowboys.com. When we come back, there's an interesting comparison out on the internet between Dak Prescott and a former Cowboys quarterback. We'll talk about it next.
This segment was brought to you by the Salvation Army, doing the most good. Closed captioning is brought to you by the Texas Lottery. Dallas Cowboys scratch tickets from the Texas Lottery are here. Play today. And to watch more Dallas Cowboys content on your connected TV, download the Cowboys Now app on Amazon Fire, Roku, and Apple TV. Special edition presented by AT&T was brought to you by your North Texas Ford dealers. Ford is the best in Texas. Miller Lite, the only beer of the Dallas Cowboys. And by AT&T, connecting changes everything.
Cowboys defensive tackle Solomon Thomas made a special trip to the Barack Obama Male Leadership Academy in South Dallas to talk to high school youngsters about something very close to his heart: suicide prevention.
The biggest reason I wanted to start in middle schools, high schools, kids, is because when you look at the statistics, the age that you start recording for kids die by suicide is around 11. So I wanted to come talk to kids, let them know that it's okay not to be okay, it's okay to get help, it's okay to put your mental health first and to treat it like your physical health. Thomas co-founded a suicide prevention foundation with his parents called the Defensive Line to honor his sister, Ella, who died from suicide in 2018. It's really just me doing the part of everything that I've learned from losing my sister, from now being in this mental health world, having a mental health foundation, giving the things I've learned back to them, so they don't go through the things I went through or they don't go through the things my sister went through. To this day, Thomas says he's learned how to carry grief and how to overcome performance anxiety.
But him talking about ways of feeling that it's okay to feel bad about ourselves or feel down, because that shows a side of us and it shows that we're human. For the Dallas Cowboys, I'm George Reba.
Originally from Coppell and a product of the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex, Solomon Thomas, in his first year with the Cowboys, already making an impact in the community. Welcome back into Special Edition. Alongside Isaiah Stanback, Barry Church, and Nate Newton, I'm Kyle Youmans, wrapping up this Week 6 episode. There's been some interesting comparisons between one Cowboys quarterback of the past and the current Cowboys quarterback in Dak Prescott. How about this? Barry, you played with Tony Romo. Did you know that the numbers lined up this closely together through 127 career starts? This is courtesy of CBS. I think it's uncanny when you look up and down the list, the records, the yardage, the touchdowns, and the passer rating, all almost even whenever it comes to these two guys.
Yeah, I had no idea, they were that similar as far as stats are concerned. And being a teammate of both of these guys throughout my career, I would say outside of the numbers, the one similarity that I see between the two is no matter what the situation, down 3 touchdowns in the fourth quarter, whatever the case may be, when you had 9 back there or when you had 4 back there, the team always went around that and said, you know what, we always got a chance to win. If they're healthy and they're out there playing, we always got a chance to win. And that's one of the biggest similarities I see between the two quarterbacks.
Yeah, I can't speak to being on the team with Dak. I was obviously on the team with Tony Romo, so I understand what he brings. Because I just a high competitor. He, hated to lose. He was always going to try to do everything that he could to, to have a positive impact on the outcome of the offense. But Dak Prescott obviously is doing his thing too. So these guys obviously stat-wise is lined up, but I don't know. I didn't know it was that close.
Yeah, it's pretty uncanny how close it is together. I mean, Troy was his own person and separate from those guys, but I know the way that you respected Troy Aikman as a quarterback, probably the same way a lot of the teammates of these two guys have seen them throughout their career.
Yes, they're both unique guys. Tony was more of a gunslinger. Dak is more of a consistent, get the ball to the first guy that's open. So, one thing I want to say, Dak, you got a chance at winning a big game, baby. You're still rolling, so you can break that.
Yeah, that would be one very big discrepancy between the two if he can get it done. All right, Nate, Cowboys, Carolina, noon kickoff on Fox this week. What's your prediction in this one?
You know what? You see a different team when you see Carolina at home. So they're going to be playing tough. So we're going to win this by 1. And it's going to be a 65-yard field goal by your boy, the kicker.
Brandon Aubrey with a 65-yarder to win it. I like it. That's a great prediction from Nate Newton. We'll see you on Sunday. We got pregame live getting our game day coverage kicked off at 11 a.m. Central Time on DallasCowboys.com. For Isaiah, Barry, Nate, our entire Dallas Cowboys crew, I'm Kyle Youmans saying so long.